to Den Hout. Den Hout plays the ball down the line, trying to find Bal. And Beaumont on the ball, but it's a Spain hit. So the Netherlands come off 2 wins and a draw. They find themselves second in Pool A. Spain find themselves in 5th, 1 above South Africa. They've had 2 losses, so looking to bounce back in this game, but always a difficult prospect against any Dutch team. As the Dutch move forward, Kleinholt using good space down the right-hand side. Plays it into Van den Kamp. Van den Kamp back to Kleinhout. Still manipulating ball, trying to find the hit. Spain do well to move back 5 meters and then advance to close down all space. So Spain win a hit, but there is an injury to one of their players. The Dutch looking to press high, overload with numbers. So the restart happens. Almost a tilt defense, asking the Spanish to play the ball down the right-hand side. Then the angles from the Dutch come in from the midfield on the 45 degrees. They win the ball deep and then transfer ball to the right-hand side. Now again to the left. Double switch for the Dutch. This is good play by them. Hit up high, finding their striker. Number 24, Bal, who hits the byline, looking to win a corner, but well defended. Well, I really thought she took it on the stick beautifully. Number 3, Medina from Spain, but the umpire feels that it came off her arm or body. But Bal got herself into fantastic space. I love the way the Dutch pressed. Were happy to win the ball deep down the field. Transfer to the right, transfer left again, and play down and get themselves high up the pitch, finding their strikers, winning corners. So, number 24 on the first castle for the Dutch is Bal once again. Is she going to strike? Ball goes wide. And unfortunately, Van den Heijden mistimes it and it strikes her foot. The Spanish look to break out and Gonzalez can't trap the ball. So possession back in the hands of the Dutch. Den Hout winning the hit for Holland. Another touch from the Spanish stick secures possession for Holland. And now the transfer from left to right. Good ball pace. Lots of space to move into. The right-hand side midfielder pulls the Spanish defense out of that zone, creating space down the right-hand side, and now they go down to the byline. Oh, they were queuing up to score there. 3 or 4 Dutch, all waiting to pounce on the cross. Ball seemed to be high. I just love the way the Dutch just dragged Spanish players out of the zone, creating that space down the right-hand side. Clever play. They congest the middle once again. The Spanish can only go left. No pass on. All very difficult for them already in this game. Holland come out and try find the high-lying striker, but the execution is poor. But they'll be happy with Spain having possession wide out on the left-hand side with this well-organized press from the Dutch. Spanish go round and wide. Oh, and the hit is poor one, and the Dutch come in on the angle from the left-hand side. It's Beaumont who is attacking down that side. Den Hout comes in on the byline, tries to thread the ball through and wins a short corner for the Netherlands. So some enterprising play by Holland. Full of running, full of intensity. Ball pace is good. Feeding off unforced errors by Spain. Once again, number 24, Bal, on the top castle. Better stop, strike, balls high, danger. Spain will have a hit at the top of their D. Two high-lying strikers working in tandem for Holland. Beaumont and Bal. Beaumont winning the ball now, goes on the inside looking for support. Finds it from Den Hout, who then finds Van den Heijden. Van den Heijden still on the run, on the reverse stick, slips it across. Oh, and just hits the foot of one of the Dutch players. Intercepted brilliantly by Niesing, and she powers away down the midfield, but just can't get the pass away. Umpire says there was an earlier infringement, so Holland will now set up just outside the 23-meter line, and they go for the big crash ball. And Bal says that really that ball didn't come off her foot, it came off the Spanish foot. Umpire disagrees with her. And now, good tilt defense from the Dutch, finding it so difficult. The Spanish are finding it so difficult to find players in the midfield and find their high-lying players. Smothered for space. Loads of instructions coming off the bench. Spanish getting instructions from their coach as they regroup. Villanova. Back to Villanova, who drives down the right-hand side of the field. Beaumont doing really good work on coming back and really putting a lot of pressure on the ball carrier. Van den Baselaar plays it out wide to Van den Heijden. It goes into the midfield to Den Hout. Spain win the ball back and should win the hit. They do. Number 12, the captain, Sarre Lago, doing good work in the midfield, winning the ball for Spain. Medina to Villanova. She beats one, she beats two, and wins the free hit. So often you beat the one, beat the second one, and the third one's just out of reach. So changes are plenty at the moment. Fresh legs come on in this first quarter. 7 minutes left. So an unfamiliar, unforced error from the Dutch. The Spanish can regroup. It's still 0-0. All this possession from Holland. All the great interplay hasn't been rewarded with a goal. Plenty of chances from their side. The Spanish can consider themselves fairly fortunate at this stage. But now they should look forward as Menendez transfers the ball down the line. Sanchez tries to find her striker, Soriano. But again, stepped through from the Dutch, intercepted. Oprins to Van der Kamp. Van der Kamp fires it into her striker. And there's a collision in the midfield, but umpires wave on play. Van der Kamp. Van der Hund. Good play out to Van der Heijden. The Dutch win possession, secure this, make sure they've got a solid platform, which they do. A beautiful back four. Midfielders coming back to support. Van der Kamp on the ball for Holland. She goes in with the straight ball, looking for the striker for the tip-in on the far post. Again, the Dutch congest that middle area of the field with their number 9, Van der Kamp, just in behind two high-lying, narrow strikers, forcing the Spanish out wide and then squeezing the outside players from Spain. Just no passes on for them at this stage. Oprins playing through to Den Hout. Den Hout still with the ball. Out to Gerbers, Kate Gerbers, the captain of this Netherlands team. Plach. Nicely controlled now, Van den Kamp. Gerbers looks to play through. Little touch fun from Den Hout. But no strikers making those lateral runs to latch onto that loose delivery. Good setup. The Spanish have to opt wide, trying to draw players in to create the overlap down the right-hand side. Gets the ball to Villanova. Villanova always under pressure when she receives the ball. Loads of orange around her. She carries it well, she carries it strongly, and a green card to Holland. So they're one man down. Medina passes it out to Menendez. And the step through from Rings, and she will carry strongly. Eyes come up, looking for support. Will it come from behind? Yes, it does. From the number 4, Van Vught. Van Vught carries strongly, gets the ball in. Two players right on the goal line there, and just a little deflection from the Spanish defender. Medina saves the day for Spain. They have been queuing up these Dutch strikers, just looking for that final touch. Den Hout. And the reverse stick hit comes in, but it's deemed to be on the wrong side from Van der Kamp. Wrong side of the stick. She goes in for that reverse stick blade. Coming up for 1.5 minutes left in this first quarter, and it's all been Holland. Spain have weathered the storm. They haven't conceded, which is a good thing. They'll go into this break in the quarter thinking, well, the Dutch have had lots of chances. It's now our time to start playing some hockey. But they've been very, very well organized, the Dutch, as Biasco wins the hit for Spain. Going into the final minute of this first quarter. Fernandez on the ball. So the restart comes. The unforced error from Medina. Now it's mop-up time for Sanchez. Under pressure from Rings. Rings a strong runner on the outside for the Dutch. She gets high. 37 seconds left. Holland need to get something out of all this possession in the first quarter. And the Spanish breathe again. So 8 seconds left. Spain just happy to run down the clock at this stage. The hooter goes. And after the first quarter, it's Spain 0, Holland 0. Please join us for the second quarter after the break. Are converted in this quarter. Dangerous ball comes in. And Judas Cybers has to just boot that out. No Spanish striker onto that ball. Ball's lifted. So Bell lifted that ball, and Menendez will get proceedings underway again. the mishit. Comes in, it's Niesing to Bell. She goes for the reverse stick, but looks like could have been a backstick hit. The telltale sign is when the ball bounces like that, that it's been struck with the wrong side of the stick. So Bell, quite a live wire up front, putting plenty of pressure on the back four of the Spanish. And here the Dutch come back on the inside, just losing the ball. Another unforced error by Spain. Guterres just not being able to pick that ball up. Oprins again. Opts to go back, which is a good idea. De Kock plays it flat, but the Dutch are under pressure. The back three now need to just get their angles right, get that depth right. Otherwise, these flat balls are receiving it under pressure from the Spanish strikers. Now, well picked up by the Spanish captain, Lego. And she runs powerfully through the middle. The reverse stick hit comes in. It's in! An amazing goal against the run of play. She picked the ball up in the midfield and ran half the length of the field. Caned it at the keeper, who makes the save, but it just dribbles over the line. And that's a sucker punch. They get into the circle once, they score. And now the Dutch come back. The ball comes in, and it just strikes one of the Dutch forwards on the knee. A good save by Iglesias with the glove. Well, that was a magnificent strike. Initially, quite a good save, but the ball spun over the line to give Spain the lead, totally against the run of play. Captain Sare Lego with an open play goal. So this is absolutely stunned the Dutch, who have dominated this game. Ball goes out to Plach. This is going to take some manipulation now as they work their way back into the game with a corner that's won by Bell, the ever-present Bell, who gets herself into good positions in the circle. The ball is up. She creates the danger by being there. So, time to hit back for Holland. Holland had numerous chances in the first quarter. They had players queuing up to sweep balls in. It's just that final touch just hasn't gone to stick, hasn't been executed properly. So, 2-1 Castle, Bell at the top. The mistrap comes in, it's played out wide. It's played back to Bell and scored! The Dutch hit back. It goes wide, comes back to the number 24, Sasha Bell. So, the Dutch hit back 1-1 in the second quarter. Well, I don't think that was a planned variation, but the trap didn't come and then played it wide and played it back in, and Bell just had so much space on the plea-flick spot and was able to ram it home. So, that sucker punch was short-lived. We all square again. And it hasn't taken Holland long to hit back. Van der Kamp trying to get it through to Sasha Bal. The carry comes from wide. Finds the number 8, Van der Kolk. Kleinhout is on the ball. She wants it back. Van der Kolk plays it in to Bal again. Comes off the stick. Nicely played again to number 14, Oprins, who just can't control it. Still some good play, enterprising play from Holland. Good interplay with the number 16, Beaumont, who's also been effective for Holland up front. Now the isolation comes as Bell puts the reverse press on and wins possession for Holland. Sanchez under so much pressure down that left-hand side. Strikers pressing from behind and winning possession for Holland. Again, it goes into Van der Voort. Van der Voort still with the ball. Still under pressure. Holland still have it. Good pass out to Van der Basselaar. Van der Basselaar plays it into the danger zone. And again, just that final touch is needed. So good ball in from Van der Basselaar. The reset. Pressure on the ball carrier as always. The release pass finds an orange uniform. And the hit comes in, far post, looks like the tip's in, and it's a goal! Ball scores once again. Beaumont fires it in. The touch comes, plays it into the space, and then the second touch over the keeper. And the second goal for Sasha Bal. A good open play goal. Again in the second quarter. Holland have found themselves 1-0 down just 5 minutes ago, and they've hit back, scoring 2 goals through number 24, Sasha Bal. One from a penalty corner variation, and now from open play. The Dutch now looking in an ominous mood. It was a magnificent goal from Sarey Lego, who put the Spanish 1-0 up early in the second quarter. And that was totally against the run of play. It was a bit of individual brilliance from her that gave the Spanish a bit of a sniff in this game. But the Dutch have hit back. It's well played by Oprins. She just held her line well, not coming up and helping the Spanish to create the overlap. So Oprins does well again, wins the corner for Holland. So as the centre-back of Spain moves up, she's looking for Oprins to move up so that a little 1-2 could be played around her, but she's held her line very, very well in forcing the Spanish defenders to strike the ball and then winning it in the midfield and then coming back with a counter-attack, winning a corner. So well played by Holland, very, very disciplined in their defensive lines and how they line up on defense. Ball goes in, nice trap. And there was a break, so it's going to be a re-award. So there was a problem. The Spanish player hasn't been sent to the halfway line. They've retained their 5 defenders for this corner. It's Gerbers, the captain of Holland, on the castle, but the ball is taken and struck by the number 9, Van der Kamp. It finds a Spanish stick, and it's a long corner. So Van der Baselaar fires it in. Spanish win it. They strike high. It's intercepted by Gerbers. Gerbers comes back at them, pushes it through, looking for Balg, who gets the touch. And it's a goal. A hat-trick in the second quarter for Sasha Bell. She gets that little touch round the corner, hits the inside of the post. And a hat-trick for her within 7 or 8 minutes. Incredible play from Sasha Bell, who has been absolute live wire up front. So it's Holland 3-1 up, dominating the second quarter after going down 1-0 early in this second quarter. It just didn't seem to faze them. They conceded that goal against the run of play and just have worked their way back into the game beautifully. Well, they were always in the game, but their finishing wasn't up to standard. And Sasha Bell has taken this game by the scruff of the neck and finished superbly. Spain under the cosh now. 4.5 minutes left in the second quarter. The ball is deflected off a stick. And Gerbers, the captain, Kate Gerbers, seems to be fine after it striking her. Van der Baselaar to Gerbers. Gerbers will transfer the ball to Den Hout, who just has a little touch to try create that little overlap with the right wing back. Here goes the aerial ball from the Spanish captain, Lego, looking for Fernandez Pinellas, who is playing in those real high areas, but just starved of any ball. Pinellas, Medina, all these players being pushed up by the Spanish. Gonzalez also in the fray, but precious little to work off. Precious little ball as the Dutch midfield stands firm and is so beautifully organized on angles and physical presence and skill and timing of their tackles and interceptions. So Menendez down the left-hand side finds support. It's played in on the 45-degree ball. Riaz, under pressure, tries to reverse stick it out. Under 3 minutes left. Well, the Dutch were really always in control of this game. They were stunned with a goal by Saray Largo, but have come back so strongly. 3 beautifully executed goals. Number 4, Van Vught, plays it down the line, finds Visa. Visa drives, but it's pushed by Medina into touch. Van der Kamp receives the ball, tries to fire it into the striker's zone. So, Lego plays wide. The double switch is on. They play into that area. The Dutch will just love it because they send numbers out. Rings putting pressure on the Spanish, and the Dutch aren't 5. They'll probably get a green card as well. A yellow for that. Not retreating. They've really strangled any space that Villanova could have created. Dutch have just stepped into those areas and made life really, really hard for Villanova down the right-hand side. It's Visser on, and the shot comes in. And it's struck wide of the goals. Lovely play, but just not collected from a beautiful little dink pass from Den Hout. Menendez on. Looks to play it out wide to Villanova. Villanova now with space, and she plays it beautifully into the D. And it's just deflected by Kate Gebers, the Dutch captain, for a long corner. So Menendez on the top, looking to work some magic now. She looks for the overlap from her skipper. It's played in, a little deflection comes. And the Dutch deal well with that diagonal ball into the D. Well, it's half-time here in Cape Town. It's 3-1 to Holland going into half-time. Please join us after the break for the second half. Holland versus Spain.
At thehockeysite.com, it's about what happens in the locker room, thinking about the game. It's about planning and preparation, and about training and improving those skills, looking at it from different angles. But of course, it's also about teaching them to score and win. Thehockeysite.com. Share the knowledge.
That waiting for the gun, the nerves are just too much, thinking about what is about to go down.
And there goes the horn to start the race.
No, I think it's really amazing. And now the whole setup and people are dressed up.
We're giving something, I think, to the people that's just fantastic.
The support on the side of the road is second to none, and that gives you the extra oomph.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The scenery is beyond what I could imagine. I seriously enjoyed it. I met so many wonderful people on the way.
Really enjoying Cape Town. People seem to really appreciate artwork here, which is really nice.
Come and visit Cape Town. We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. This will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone, not just in Cape Town, but around the country and the world.
And he takes the tape.
Cape Town is open, safe, and ready to host you.
So we're about to get underway for the second half, or the third quarter of this game between the Netherlands and Spain. First goal came from Spain, from the captain, Sare Largo, totally against the run of play. But since then, the Dutch have hit back through Sasha Bal with one penalty corner variation goal and two open play goals. So the umpires just asked if we could reset. So they're going to start with the centre off again. They want everyone on side. So we reset and restart this third quarter. Spain would need to find a way to get another goal, get themselves back into this game. It's been really tough for them. They've been starved of possession. They've been squeezed on the wide areas. And the Dutch have counter-attacked extremely well, incredibly disciplined. So off we go. Van Vught with the ball, plays it back to Gerbers. The ball intercepted by the Spanish, who would look to counter now. Just loose ball for Riaz to work with. Not easy to work with a bobbling ball. The Dutch come out. Played nicely through to Rings. Rings just holding it up. Beautiful little pass through, looking for her Den Hout. Again, it's Gerbers trying to thread the ball through. She does get it to Osprins. Just deceived by the miss from the Spanish. Osprins anticipating that the Spanish player would actually stop the ball. If she'd continued to run, she might have been in then behind the Spanish defense. So out wide to Sanchez. Sanchez looks to play the line ball. Time and time again, Spanish lose possession down the side of the field. Dutch very happy to win the ball deep. Ball in. And Van der Veen picks up the ball, runs into the D, and she's held back. And the umpire awards a short corner and a green card. So it's Sanchez who gets sent off to the sin bin after impeding that forward run. So, looking to make it number 4. Stop. The injection is slightly wide. The hit, it comes in. The rebound again. Good works. And it comes off a Dutch foot. So, Spain live to fight another day. Good work by the Spanish goalkeeper, Iglesias. Pressure from Osprins as well. Menendez now will try to take a quick hit, work it, the ball into that space. She does so. She gets ahead of speed and looks for the cross. It does come in. And a short corner is awarded against the Dutch for protecting and shielding the ball, the umpire says. Gerbers is questioning the decision, but there's no ways the umpire is going to change it. So an opportunity now for Spain to get back into this game, get themselves to 3-2 and trying to reassert themselves into this game. The number 3, Medina, on the top of the castle. So the injection goes short to Lago. Lago strikes it, but it's far too high. So a good idea to play it short. But the strike from Lago goes high. Out wide to Van Vught. Van Vught plays the ball in the 45-degree ball and still finds Visa. Visa puts it through. Lovely. Oh, and just... It looks like a stroke has been awarded. Rings was impeded as she tried to pull the ball back and get her shot away. And the umpire says that Rings was impeded, therefore she couldn't get the strike away. Therefore it is a penalty stroke, which should be taken by the number 15, Den Hout, who's had a good game so far. And she scores. She goes to the glove side, and Den Hout scores from a penalty stroke. So that's the 4th goal for Holland. And now it's the mountain to climb for Spain as Villanova again gets ball down the wide areas and smashes it down that line, hoping that one of her strikers picks the ball up, but no, it goes over the baseline. The wide ball goes out to De Kock. De Kock with the smash. Intercepted by Ruas, who loses possession. Den Hoyt with a little overhead. Largo gets proceedings underway with some pace. Gutierrez out wide to Villanova. Villanova with the big hit, and she finds Gonzalez, but Gonzalez cannot trap it. A good run from Gonzalez. She knows that Villanova wants to find her. She's looking for that long ball. So the Dutch go back to a little double switch, but into the midfield, which is well worked through to Van den Basselaar. And quite a robust nudge coming in there on Beaumont. Medina fires it through. They win the hit. Gutierrez on the ball. Sorry, Menendez. So the hit is won. Largo takes control. The pass comes, the advantage is given to Holland as they move forward. Den Hout. Good pass from De Kock, and now The ball is played beautifully wide to Van der Kolk. And the Kolk being shepherded into the wide areas. She wins a hit. Den Hout now takes it quickly, takes it upon herself to try and win something. Gets it back to de Kock. De Kock to Van der Heijden. Van der Heijden plays it in, and danger with the swinging stick. And one of the Spanish players has been struck and is in pain under the knee. It's the number 18, Moni Gonzalez, who has taken a blow to the knee. Largo, the strike from her. Den Hout receives, and Bull, the hat-trick hero, is back on. And Spain are not 5 meters. Bull realizes that and plays the self-pass and moves quickly towards the player, and it's a penalty corner for not moving back 5 meters. So Bell, the ever-present Bell, she has had a tremendous game. Real physical presence up front, a never-say-die attitude. Every 50-50 ball, she makes it into a 70-30. She gets a stick in there, she gets her body in the way, and she's been rewarded with 3 goals today. The ball comes in off the top. The strike comes there, good save. So Iglesias with the right-footed save. So the long corner now. Van der Heijden will take that, changes the angle, goes then direct. Can't find the foot in the short corner, and Spain then go over the top, looking to counter-attack through her number 18, Gonzalez Moni. Sorry, it's number 16, Pato Gonzalez. So the Dutch regroup, look to set up their base again. Into Den Hout, who's been instrumental in the midfield for them. They look to play out to de Kock. De Kock will now move into the space and try go long and find her high-lying strikers. If she doesn't, she gets Riaz. Riaz some tired bodies out there at this stage, show some unforced errors as the balls don't go to stick. Fernandez gets going. Medina to Largo. 6.5 minutes left in this third quarter. Struck high to Pato Gonzalez, who struggles to trap a bobbling ball. Oprens, Den Hout, Van der Kolk. Good ball in to Oprens. Oprens makes a really, really good run into that space to receive. Den Hout, lovely pass out wide to the number 16, Beaumont, who also makes such good lead runs. Oprens and Beaumont to move in and out to receive. And Den Hout is so good in finding them, and so great when you are in midfield and you've got your strikers making positive lead runs. Intelligent lead runs as well. It's important. The little touch comes in. Den Hout has the ball, but it's seen to be high and dangerous. Some animated shouting from the Spanish bench, trying to turn their fortunes around at this stage. Largo with the hit, comes off a Dutch stick. And well dealt with by Judith Seibers, who just kicks it out over the sideline. Largo again, got a good hit on her. Oh, all it needed was a little touch. Biasco was right there in a very, very good position. All it needed was that, just a touch in front of Seibers. But the Dutch defense like to crowd that area, making it difficult for strikers to get into that 9-yard area and get a positive outcome with a stick. They make themselves big, they muscle in and close down space. Tony Zing. Den Hout. Van der Kolk. She wins the hit. Now, she wants to go quickly. It's going to be a card for Spain. A yellow card. Just playing the ball, not 5 meters, and intentionally playing that ball, trying to slow down the Dutch advance. Van der Hayden gets proceedings underway again. Another sortie from the Dutch. Largo goes long. But Biasco is not 5 meters, so a hit to Holland. Den Hout. Van Vught. Well stopped by Fernandez, who just can't find support. Van der Hayden out wide to de Kock. So 2 minutes and 20 seconds in this third quarter. Holland cruising at the stage, 4-1 up. It was 0-0 after the first quarter. It was Spain who shocked Holland with a goal through the captain, Sarre Largo. But they responded well through Sasha Bell scoring 3 unanswered goals in, or 2 in that second quarter. They have now added to that through a penalty stroke from Sandra Den Hout and then an open play goal from Sasha Bell. So 4-1 up. Good run from Nizing. Turns beautifully, but just can't find the strikers on the far post. So goal difference is so important in these pool stages. So I would imagine the Dutch coach would love to put a couple more in the fourth quarter. With Germany on top of the pool standings, Holland second. They would like to get that goal difference up. Right, beautifully stolen. And a little touch, but it's going to be a 50-50 ball. Largo just plays it forward. Another wave of a Dutch attack comes through beautifully from Van den Hayden. Van den Hayden showing quite a turn of pace. She comes through that midfield area. 20 odd seconds left. The long aerial pass again from Largo. De Kock plays it in. Sanchez taking it up, but won't gain anything from that as the hooter goes. So after the third quarter here in Cape Town in Pool B, the over 45s match between Netherlands and Spain. It's Spain 1, Netherlands 4. Join us after the break for the fourth quarter. To Van Vught. Back to De Kock. Lovely to watch such patient, controlled hockey from the Dutch. So Van Vught to De Kock. Strike comes in. Seemed to be slightly dangerous by the umpire. High ball comes into the circle. Kate Gerbers, the captain of Holland, just loves to come through from the central defensive area through the midfield, playing high up that field, looking for her high-lying strikers. So Spain working their way back into Dutch territory. Largo plays it out wide to Molino, and Molino plays the inside ball, and Gerbers mops up. Gerbers under some pressure from Gonzalez. Den Hood, lovely ball outside wide. It's fired into the path of Nizing. Nizing's had a good second half. She's been very prominent in that midfield for Holland. De Kock. She goes over the top, but it's fielded by Martin, Eva Martin. Soriano runs off the ball as the restart comes. And the aerial delivery once again is employed by the Spanish. Gerbers. Out to Van Vught. The Cock under some pressure here. Van Vught on the ball. There, Largo running hard. We know she's got the skill to beat numbers of defenders, and the poor tackle comes in as she runs at defenders and wins yet another corner for Spain. Well, her goal was absolutely outstanding in the second quarter. She ran half the length of the field and bladed the ball at the Dutch keeper. It spun under Scythers and just over the line, but it was a very, very well struck shot, plus a magnificent run from the halfway line. Injection comes in again to the skipper. Cybers palms it off nonchalantly. Counter attack now from the number 16, Beaumont, full of running to Den Hoort. What a game she's had. She moves now, top of the D. Is she going to fire it in herself? She could do so. Little reverse stick shot from her, easily dealt with by Iglesias. A short corner won by Holland. Den Hoort again in the thick of things. Plenty of discussion amongst the Dutch players. It's Beaumont on the top of the castle. Gerbers to the left. It goes to the castle, goes to Gerbers. Gerbers looks to flick, saved by Iglesias. Now, a reward, just as Spain thought that they could counter-attack. There's a reward. Spanish not happy with that decision. They look to the co-umpire to say, did you not see anything? Can you not just overturn this decision? But to no avail, the decision stands. Gerbers now goes to the top of the castle. It's stopped. She goes in. The strike comes in. And a long corner. Strikes Largo's stick and goes over the baseline. Now they will attack again. Cross in. And one of the Spanish players is nicked on the knee as the shot is attempted. So Den Hoort comes off. She's had a magnificent game for Holland, and they've resting her now. Plenty of hockey still to come in this tournament. And some of the key players need to be rested, especially when you're 4-1 up. But I'm sure, as I said earlier, with Germany on top of the log, the Dutch would be looking to increase their goal difference. As you come down to the playoff areas, you really want to have a good goal difference. You don't want to rely on other results to get you a first or a second place in the pool. You want to secure these positions. So time is off with 10 minutes and 46 seconds left on the clock. As the ball was played into the circle, it was bobbling around a bit. The Dutch came in with the trying to get the strike in on goal, but brave defending by the Spanish player who's down. I can't see her number. Unfortunately, she gets struck just under the knee. So they're still receiving attention. I think it's number 15, Villanova, who's fought really well today. She's had a lot of pressure on her every time she's received the ball down the right-hand side for Spain. The Dutch have swarmed in numbers down, giving her very little options to play the ball inside on the 45 degrees. She's had to play long. So the stretcher comes on. We just hope it's not too serious. I think she declines the stretcher. Will just be helped up to her feet and maybe get to the sideline and supply some ice. And that's going to hurt. So have a round of applause from the crowd that's here and from the players from both sides. She's really put in an excellent performance today, a brave performance today. So an apology comes from Rings, who I think was trying to strike that ball at the time. It's not her fault at all if you get in there on that cross and you're trying to attempt a goal. If a player finds themselves on the wrong side, it's just a little unfortunate and part of the game. So we're back on. Largo out wide to Sanchez, who loses the ball on the pass. Largo comes in with a heavy tackle. And Bull smashes the ball in again. Bull looking for her 4th goal. Gerbers to Van Vught. Van Vught to look to attack, plays a neat little ball inside to Niesling. And the reverse deck hit comes in. It drops kindly. Oh, it dropped so kindly for Rings, who threads the ball through looking for the far post. So a lovely run from Niesling. She has been good in the second half. As many of the Dutch players have been really on top of their games today. So Bull will inject for Holland. So Giebers on the top. The pitch is a bit dry, so it's taken out of the area. It's moved right to be manipulated by the number 9, Van der Kamp. And they lose the ball. The injection just not coming out correctly for Bull. You might find that area just so dry. So Van der Hayden out wide to Van Vught. Looking to play to Van Vught. She's just going to bypass her. Get it to Bull. who just unfortunately kicks the ball. Medina finds Garden Noza. Run down by Molino. Between the two of them, trying to apply some pressure on that Dutch defense. Van der Kamp. Into Nizing, who retains possession nicely. Out to Beaumont with a little touch. Beautiful little touch. And Osprins just can't continue a run and control that and get something positive for the Dutch. But she has done very well this afternoon. Made some very good lead runs. Carried the ball well. Gets into good space. Seven minutes left. Lago goes direct. Somehow the Spanish still get ball. The shot comes in and it's just wide. Riaz with the shot for Spain. They've had precious little, the Spanish. So Ruaz with the shot. Good one, just had to be on target. Good working back from Pato Gonzalez. But one back by the Dutch. Van der Heijden on the ball now. She looks to play it out wide to Van Vught. Van Vught on the inside to Van der Kolk, who's got players around her and under pressure. Van der Vught gets a beautiful ball out wide to Beaumont. Good turn from Bal, who looks to get into space to fire another shot away. Just can't release. And a shot comes in from Holland, from Van der Kolk. Good save from Iglesias. The ball goes up high into a Dutch player, so it's short corner once again for Holland. So another corner. Injection's just not right, and the strike comes in. Good save from Iglesias. Van der Kamp on the strike there. Van der Heijden with the restart, changes the angle, comes in. Another strike, looks for the deflection from Beaumont. And a rare mistake from the captain, Largo, who's fought all afternoon and led her side well during this game. She's really led through example. Her work rate has been high. She's fought tooth and nail for her team. It just hasn't been enough today. We're into the final 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Beaumont gets the touch, and Osprins tries to keep it in play, which she does. Still, the Dutch look for the far post. Medina clears the lines for Spain. And they push up to try and get maybe a consolation goal late in this match. 3 minutes left. Right, here's the chance for the Spanish team. And the Dutch don't retreat the 5 meters, and a short corner, or penalty corner for Spain. So good pressure from the 16. Good stepping, good press. And then the fast play. Medina looking to strike. Or is it going to go to Largo short again? It goes to this captain, Largo, who will now hit it. Oh, nearly finds Riaz, the injector, but it gets a little touched from the Dutch. Largo again fires it in. Den Hout, the goal scorer, back on. Van der Kolk, unfortunately can't find the high-lying player and pushes it over the sideline. 1.5 minutes left in this game. 4-1 up, Netherlands. So the Dutch, it's the last play of the day, you would think. Possession outside the Spanish D. Support coming from Van Vught quite deep. And that should be the option. Van Vught does come into that and hits the ball in. The touch comes. Oh! Sasha Bell nearly gets a fourth. So Van Vught coming up nicely from deep. Getting that ball in. It's a bobbly ball again. There's been a lot of bouncing balls around here in that 9-yard area. Quite difficult for strikers to get that touch on it. Pitch has dried up a little bit in this game. And often the ball will bobble around on as the pitch gets drier. Van Hout with the ball, and the hooter sounds. A comprehensive win for Holland. Early on in the second quarter, it was a goal by Sarre Largo from Spain. They went 1-0 up against the run of play. But 3 goals from Sasha Bell, 1 from a penalty corner variation, and 2 open play goals, beautifully executed by her. She gets herself a hat-trick, got Holland back into this game, and then a penalty stroke from Den Hout, Sandra Den Hout, made up the 4th goal for Holland. So here in Cape Town in Pool A, it was Netherlands 4, Spain 1.